All right. Welcome back to another edition of the Franklin Community High School Career Exploration Project. And today we have with us Rodney Wead. He is the Senior Business Analyst at IU Health. Rodney, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Brian.
So first of all, I guess the Senior Business Analyst, just kind of talk to us about what that job is, what you do, and some things that you've had in the past that have led up to that.
So, my job, I would describe it as a corporate finance job, and my main responsibilities are doing the budgeting, forecasting, and variance analysis for the groups that I support. I've had this role or similar roles in previous companies. I've had stops at Walt Disney. I also worked at Amazon and a truck leasing company called Quality Companies.
Okay. So, as far as like education and everything to get you to where you are, what kind of education and training have you had?
I have a master's degree in finance from Purdue University. A master's degree is not essential to get into the field. A lot of people have it, but it's not a requirement. For example, my boss has a bachelor's degree in accounting and finance from IU. Most people in the field do have a degree in accounting or finance. It's not required, but it makes it very hard to get into if you do not have that degree.
And then where did you go for undergrad?
I went to Indiana University for undergrad.
And what'd you major in there?
I have a liberal arts degree from Indiana University, and after undergrad, I was involved in sales and customer services roles. And I decided that I wanted to do something a little more analytical. So that's why I went back to school to obtain my master's degree.
Okay. Is this career like something that you always thought you'd be in, like the financial side or the business side? And what kind of led you to that?
Yeah, it is. I always thought I'd do something more on the numbers and the analytical side, but I didn't want a job that I just sat at a desk and crunched numbers all day. So this kind of has a nice middle ground to it. So I am working with a lot of spreadsheets, a lot of numbers, don't get me wrong, but I do have the people side working with the directors and vice presidents and even managers to help them go over their budget and strategize different ways that they can meet the budget. So it is a highly analytical role, but there is some interacting with people in the role as well.
Okay. Okay. So, what are some of the things like the pros and cons of this job? Like, what are some things you like? Some things you're like, I could probably do without that.
I think it's a challenging and rewarding career intellectually. The career pays well, especially if you can move up into the senior management ranks. It's a job that you're working quote unquote regular business hours. You're not going to be working nights, weekends, holidays. It's not physically demanding, which I like. Some people don't, but I am sitting at a desk all day, which I like.
Just returning emails and things like that. Just
Yeah,
any
yeah,
kind of, you can debate people if you want through email.
yeah. It also this career path. Almost every larger size company does have this type of job, so you're not particularly defined by an industry. Um, and then on the con side, really the only real big con is if someone isn't hitting their budget or they don't get everything they want within their budget. Things can get a little dicey with that. And also, I actually have a very good work life balance, but depending on the company that you work at, you might not have a good work life balance.
So, just like a lot of people take their work home with them.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And then, as far as like, if someone wants to get into a career in finance or business, kind of like you're in and you've been for a while, what sort of people do you think would be good at it, and what sort of people may not be good at it, like personality wise or just in general?
So I think that quantitative skills, if you're good at math, good at spreadsheets, those would be the two main things. if you're good at accounting, I don't work in accounting, but accounting and finance, they're not the same, but they're similar in that you have to understand at the very baseline accounting concepts to be able to work in finance. Someone who's a good communicator, because, like I said, it's not just sitting at a desk all day crunching numbers. There is a lot of that, but that's not the only thing that you do. I think someone that wouldn't be good at it is basically anyone that's not good at the things that I listed above. Maybe if math, quantitative skills aren't your strong suit, or maybe if you're not that great at Excel, this might be a career you would not want to go into.
Right. So if you struggle with 4+4, maybe not for you.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so how would someone prepare for this? Like, were there classes you took in maybe in high school, or what kind of classes would you think? Like, did you take? Because for instance, we offer like pre-cal, AP Calc, finite math, like classes like that, and maybe intro to business classes and stuff.
Yeah, I would say take as much math as you can if you're interested in this type of role. I would also say any accounting classes that are, if those are offered, those would be good as well. Because, like I said, it's not the same as accounting, but you need to know the concepts, and you need to be able to work with the accounting department. Also, take any computer classes. So you really have to know Microsoft Excel to do well in this field, or also any communications classes. So like a speech would help, or maybe even like theater to be able to improve your communication skills.
Okay. So I'm gonna drop a last question on you. I forgot to tell you. I've dropped this on others, but I've told them. So I'm gonna drop it on you without telling you. Just any general advice for high school students. Any kind of overall, like think back to 16, 17-year old Rodney. Can I call you Rod?
I don't care.
Okay, I'll call you Rod. Just 16, 17-year old Rod. Um, what was some advice that you would like to have?
Um, I don't. I think, yeah. Looking back when I was in high school, that try to just keep an open mind about your career. When I was a senior in high school, I wanted to be a lawyer, so I never went to law school or even got to the point of taking the LSAT. Like I didn't. I when I first started college, I was pre-law, but I decided I didn't want to do that. So, um, yeah, I don't have any great mind-blowing advice, but just understand that what you want to do now might not necessarily be what you're doing, you know, 20 years from high school.
It seems to be kind of a theme in these interviews is just kind of have an open mind and get as many different get as much different experience as you can in different roles and just be willing to be open to changing. So
Yes, that's correct.
yeah. All right. Once again, Rod, we'll call him Rod. Rod Wade, senior business analyst at IU Health. Thank you for your time and for joining us today, Rod.
Thank you.